Oh, top this up again. Bloody coolant. As I've got a coolant leak still, so I've just got to top this up. I've got to try and do this when it's windy, it's ridiculous. Jesus Christ. It's going everywhere nearly. The wind. Oh, I'm getting this fixed in a few days, so it should all be good. So I've just got to keep topping it up. Ain't too bad, it's just cracked a little. Even though it's September, it is absolutely hot. It is nearly 3:30 in the afternoon, and it is 24 degrees. Not too bad. I would have the window open, but you won't be able to hear me otherwise. That's how I've got the aircon on, so yeah. I just want to do a little video on my dream cars, like the lists that I have at the moment. I say at the moment because it does sometimes change. I never have like a set dream list. I mean, sometimes it changes, sometimes I just lose like taste into a car, or I'll see another car that I like and it will just change, right? So I haven't got like a dream car that never changes. I mean, it's changed quite a few times in my life from being a kid. I mean, I used to like Fast and Furious, so like my dream cars were like things like that, like Nissan GTRs, and that's my dream car, blah blah blah. Obviously, as you get older, you sort of, your taste changes, doesn't it? And you don't be quite into like, as what I call them, toy cars. Like Nissan GTRs are like a toy car to me. So yes, I did say about my dream cars when I got this Maserati, about what my list was. I did have a top 5. So my top 5 was a Porsche Boxster, was my 5th dream at the time. My 4th dream car was the Z4. My 3rd dream car was a Nissan GTR. My 2nd dream car was meant to be this car, and then my dream car was a Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. I don't know, how do you guys pronounce that one? I mean, a lot of people pronounce it as Lamborghini, and then you got the Gallardo. I'm British, so I normally say Gallardo, but I think other people say Gallardo or something, like with silent L's. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure on the right pronunciation, but I'll just say Gallardo. Lamborghini Gallardo. So that was my dream car, and I did drive that not that long ago actually, on the racetrack, of course. Oh, his seats are a bit sweaty. Oh, it's only trouble with leather. I know you can get Maseratis with like these like air holes in it. They don't look as nice, but they keep you cooler. I used to have it in the Porsche actually. I used to have like these holes that just make it cool, so when it's hot, you know, it just doesn't like stick to your sweating. Whew. Back onto the actual video. I like to go off topic, don't I? I'll just talk about other shit, but good shit, I suppose. So yeah, so that's what my dream cars were. Now I'll say that they've changed because my dream car now was actually my dream car before the Gallardo anyway. It's just a reason why I took it off the list. I won't tell you what my dream car is yet, but I'll sort of say the reason why. So my dream car was on the list for quite a while actually. I think probably for about a good 4 or 5 years it's been on my list. And yeah, it hasn't changed obviously until recently, and it's changed back. So my dream car it was a big car. So it's wide and quite long, and people said it was quite aggressive with the suspension. The gear shifts are really aggressive. It's too harsh for daily driving. So then I was looking at the Gallardo and thinking, well, that's like smaller, it's less harsh, you can park it easily. It's because when I'm parking, I like to have small cars, and then thinking about it, I was like, I'm not sure if I actually want a big car now. And I was thinking about the Maserati as well. I'm not sure because it's quite big. Now that I've had the Maserati, it did put me off, because there was one time I was in a car park where there's like a multi-storage car park inside, and I couldn't get out. Like literally, there's a car like just there, and then I was here, and there's other cars, and then I just literally couldn't like wedge myself out because the car was so big. I was like, shit, I'm stuck. So it literally took me about 30 of these turns without hitting the other car, because I didn't have my parking sensors on, because I've got my grille out at the moment, so the parking sensors don't work. So Yeah, that's a big trouble. You know, saying that, the thing that annoys me is when I say about like warning sign about the parking sensors not working, because I was thinking, what's that? I was like, what's this on about? Oh shit, something else wrong with my car. Then I went, oh yes, of course, it's because I've got the grille out, because they've got parking sensors on the front. I've got rear ones, but they don't seem to work for some reason, because they're disconnected. I'm not sure why they're not working. I'm not actually too sure on that one. Let this person go on. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. It just doesn't seem to want to work on the rear as well, just because I've taken out the the front ones. It's a bit weird, unless they're all connected up. I'm not sure. So, but it's gone now. Every time I mention things about like warning signs not coming on or whatever, then they start coming on or disappearing. Like that's disappeared. The engine light's on still. Go away. Engine light. No. Didn't listen to me on that one. Obviously it'll go away once I do the stage 2 remap and get them to do, I think it's called an O2 patch, I'm not sure. So it's an O2 patch that gets rid of like the engine light because of like the sport caps. It's basically like saying it's getting like too much air into it or something. It's just, it doesn't know what's going on. So there's that, but it's gone off now anyway. So I didn't want to keep on reversing too close to this car because of like, you know, it wouldn't bleep, and it's quite hard to see in this car sometimes exactly where you are, so you have to stick your head out, and yeah, it's just, eventually I got out of the car park. So I was thinking, oh, do I really want this dream car? So that's why I sort of changed my list. I've changed it a few times, but yeah, it's just, now that I've actually had a big car though, because this car, I found out that my dream car isn't as big as this car, it's actually shorter. It's slightly wider, but it's shorter. So not as long. So I'm thinking, well, if I've got this one anyway, then what's the deal? And then obviously being harsh, I've always heard people say about cars being harsh. They used to say the Porsche Boxer was really harsh, but I didn't have no trouble with that. I'm used to harsh cars. With the gear shifts, it doesn't bother me. I love it. I'm trying to get this one because people kept saying that this is like really bad on shifting, it makes you do this. I don't really feel it at all. I don't care. Like, I actually like it. Like, I think it's I prefer single clutches because once you get that like you get thrown back, it's just, so it doesn't really bother me. Also I prefer hydraulic power steering as well. So like the Lamborghini Huracan is like electric power steering. That put me off a bit because that was one of my dream cars, and the indicators are on the actual steering wheel, so you've got to use it like a motorbike, which is really weird because if you're turning, where the fuck do you know where it is? You know what I mean? The Gallardo as well, the gear shifters are really tiny unless you get the extenders, so that does help. But I was like missing it when I was doing like the racing around like the track, when I was doing the racing experience, like the driving experience one. I was kept on missing it. Like the first shift, if you watch that video, I'll go oh, and I'm trying to like find where these fucking gear shifts are. So that sort of put me off a little bit. But anyway, so yes, my dream cars have changed slightly, but sort of reverted actually back to what my dream car was 4 or 5 years ago. So it's technically just changed back to it because I just thought it's because it's such a big car. I thought, and there's no it's the like if you're looking around it's okay, but if you're looking in the rear it's really bad apparently. So like the visibility is really bad. But then again, I'm used to that as well. I'm used to having like sport cars. Like the Porsche is really bad at the back. It had a tiny like window like that, and you couldn't really see much because it was like convertible. So you didn't have like, you couldn't see like here. There's a lot of blind spots is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so it's reverted back now. So a lot of people, they either have a top 10, which is standard, or they have like a top 5. Again, it's quite common. Or some people just say I've got top 3, you know, like my 3 best cars. And then some just have a dream car and that's it. They just have the one. Me, on the other hand, is a bit different. It's 7 for me. I don't know why. If I really wanted to, I could think about shittier cars than my 7th dream and then just round it up to 10, but they're not really my dream cars anyway, so it's just I've got 7. And plus I like 7, I like the number. 7 heaven, obviously, but dream, I don't know, dream just reminds me of the number 7. Every time I think of the word dream, it's to do with a number 7, so that's just what I'm going to say. It's my dream list, my 7 dream cars, that's what it is. How many dream cars have you got? 10, 5, 1, 2, 3, 7? No, you tell me.
you might not have any dream cars, you might not really care about cars, but then why would you be on this channel, right? I'm sure a Maserati would be one of your dream cars. Otherwise, again, why are you watching this video unless you're thinking about getting a Gran Turismo? I mean, come on, it's got to be on your dream list somewhere, right? It's a lovely car. So let's get on to the list, shall we? Because we have been talking and talking. So, my 7th dream car, the one on the bottom pile, is always been, actually, I've always wanted this car, the Mazda RX-8. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a very cheeky car that you can buy. When I got them, they were worth about £1,500 for quite a decent one, actually. Very cheap to buy. You could probably get them now for about 500 quid, probably. So, they're like 230 odd brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6 point something seconds. I think like 6.8 seconds or something, or 6.6 seconds, depending what one you get. And it's a wankel engine, so you've got to maintain it with the right oil. You've got to top it up with 2-stroke petrol oils. There's like a motorbike, but it just revs up to, I can't remember what the red line was. I think the red line's at 9,000 or 10,000, but I think the rev counter goes up to about 11,000. But it definitely had at least 10,000 on the rev. So yeah, it's just beautiful car. Suicide doors as well. Really nice gear shifter, the tiniest gear shifter I've ever had, the tiniest throws, or the shortest throws. Probably the best gearbox I've ever had, actually, of like manual gearbox. Beautiful, absolutely lovely to shift. Handling was quite good, bit of a heavy car like this, but yeah, really, really nice. And like I said, it's a wanker engine, it's just something different, and it's just like, it's got a different sound. It just sounds like a motorbike. It just sounds really weird, but it's quite funny in the car to have it, really. So that's my 7th dream car, and I've owned one. That was my first onto my dream list. I got that one basically first, so I've worked my way up so far. I've never skipped one and then gone to a different dream. I've always gone like working my way up, so I've done like 7, 6, 5, 4, and which is what I want now. So yeah, so that was like the first one like on my list that I was like, yes, I've achieved like one of my dream cars. Because not a lot of people even have one of their dream cars, let alone quite high up on the list as well. I mean, a lot of people just can't afford it, can they? I mean, or they just don't want to. They've got a family, they've got to think about other things, more commitments, they rather have a house. That's the way it is. My 6th dream car is the Porsche Boxster. Porsche Boxster 987. 3.4 litre, convertible obviously. It was about 295 brake horsepower, around about that, or 290 brake horsepower, one or the other. But that was a lovely car. That was the best handling car I've ever had. 0 to 60 again, really quick, around the 5.4 to 5.2 mark. We never really know for sure. It's type something in 0 to 60 times on something, it's always different, so we never get an exact answer. But it's a lovely car. And obviously it was the first like getting into like the top tier brands like a Porsche, you know, I mean, just saying here I've got a Porsche, or Porsche as they always say, or Porsche, however you want to pronounce it. But yeah, absolutely lovely. Can't fault it, it's just the build quality obviously, you know, it's brilliant. Again, I've got so much attention in it. The gear shift was nice, not as nice as the RX-8. Nice to use, it's just not as like short throws. I love like short throws, it's really nice, and a little small gear knob, I love it. But yeah, so that was my 6th dream car, which again I've owned as well, which is a big achievement. Well, not just a big achievement, quite a massive achievement actually, just to even own a Porsche. So yeah, so that was very well achieved. And then my 5th dream car, so again onto the top 5, was a BMW Z4 E89. So the hard top convertible. I'm not a fan of the one after that, the soft top, and it doesn't look as nice. Doesn't sound as nice either. But this one actually sounded really nice. It did like little pops and burbles on stock exhaust, as BMWs usually do. They have some sort of like remapping their system, don't they, to do like artificial ones. But it's, yeah, it's a brilliant car, lovely to look at. And probably actually one of the best looking cars that I've owned before, obviously this. But at the time was the best one. But they're not actually that expensive to buy. It was only like 10 grand. It was a 28i. It was a twin power turbo. I wanted the 35i. I didn't care about the 35iS because you're paying a hell of a lot more money. Like probably like an extra 5 grand just for like an extra, I don't know what it was, an extra 20 horsepower or 30 horsepower. But I didn't really care about that. But I wanted a 35i, but they're a lot more money. I could have got one, but it's just I wanted like the newer facelift version where it's got the nicer gear shifts rather than like the sort of like Triptronic, I suppose. But then again, I didn't even use the gear shifts really. I used it a little bit and that was it. On this one I always use it because they're just nice to use. Obviously with a car like this, the exhaust sounds, they're big anyway, and it's basically like, it reminds you that you're driving like a Ferrari, but with that they're a bit tiny and not as nice to use. So yeah, but again, I achieved getting that. So I've got my 7th, my 6th, my 5th. I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing alright here. Not a lot of people even get onto the list, let alone getting further than their like lowest on the dream car. So it's quite an accomplishment. Obviously, this car was my second dream car, but it's now changed. So it's now my 4th dream car, which is the Maserati Gran Turismo. And obviously this is a 4.7 litre. You should know that by now. I mean, you've been watching enough of my videos, hopefully, unless you're a newcomer. It's 440 horsepower, is what a lot of people say, but I go by brake horsepower. So 434 brake horsepower is what the manufacturer says, allegedly again. 0 to 60 is, again, it's, I think Maserati said it's 4.9 seconds, I think. And then average, if you look on Google, average is like 4.8, and then some say 4.7, so it's around that sort of mark. But the fastest time that's been recorded was 4.6. So I just usually go by like the fastest time, meaning like what it is capable of. I mean, the average 4.7, 4.8 mark, but around like the 4.5 second mark, around that. Obviously, once you've remapped it, it should be going faster as well. So, not sure how much by, because I think it's like 0.2 seconds quicker. So, I'm just pretending that this is around 4.4 seconds, but around the 4.5, 4.6 mark when it's like stock. But that's like fastest. That's if you're got good weather, dry tyres, you warmed them up, you're good at racing and changing gears and rev matching and getting into the right rev before changing and blipping the all this shit. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So average load, if you look on 4.8, 4.7, around that, if you're looking to get a Gran Turismo. But obviously if you get the MC, then obviously it's quicker. I think the fastest time recorded with an MC is about 4.2 or 4.3 seconds. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But this is my 4th dream car, and again, I've achieved it. Nice. Pretty good to get into a car that's, I know it's not a supercar. I suppose you could say it's like a super GT, like Grand Tourer. I think it's a supercar. I mean, it's closest thing to a Ferrari that I'll ever own. So it's quite nice to say that I've got a Ferrari V8 engine, technically. So this is a big, probably my biggest accomplishment. So then what's next, eh? What is next? So let's get on to the top 3.